as well. Hello and welcome to a YouTube discussion on the Google acquisition of Focals. I'm Jono, and will you please introduce yourselves?
Yes, hi, and I'm Marcus. Very excited to be talking about this recent development of the Google acquiring NorthSmart.
Yeah.
Over to you, Jeff.
Yeah. My name's Jeff. I'm interested in this new acquisition to see where it takes it. So interesting to see what everyone thinks.
Yeah. And I'm Bernie, and it's definitely very interesting how North has partnerships with Google to develop the new smart glasses.
Yep, so that's good introductions. And yeah, we're talking about the acquisition of North to Google, formerly known as Atomic Labs, based since 2012. So effectively, they have been doing AR for a really long time.
So have you actually tried these glasses by NorthSmart yourself?
No, unfortunately not. It has never actually came to Australia, so it was based in Canada.
Canada and America, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Canada, America.
Okay.
They sold for like $1,000 when they first launched, and
So
shortly after,
okay.
yeah, and shortly after they dropped it to
And
like
now it's
600.
600, yeah. Apparently, it ranges between 600 to 900. It depends on the customization, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's supposed to be targeted to consumers, right? Like, or is it more enterprise level type classes?
Well, it was targeted for everyone really, but everyone tends to use it a bit differently, and for some uses, not everyone knows or understands how to use the technology or the applications of the technology that they want it to be. Because the actual application, not everyone can actually use it. So I think they'll have to expand the application base, which I think is why Google partnered with North, so they could actually have more of a reach.
Yeah, probably have more funding as well.
Yeah, they acquired it North for, I don't know, like a few $100 million or something, right?
But when I checked, I think it was 180.
180. Yeah, okay.
180
it's
million.
quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Do we have it on screen? Maybe we can.
Oh, yeah, we could.
Marcus and share it to see what it looks like for everyone to see.
So what Focals did look like, because Focals 2.0 is no longer being released.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
So what we have on the screen, it says Google buys NorthSmart glasses.
Yeah.
And North then kills its smart glasses.
Yeah.
Not sure about killing it, but
180 million. Huh?
What does it say? 180. Oh yeah, US 180 million.
180 million. 261 Australian. Yeah. Oh, nice.
So okay, wow. Waterloo, Canada.
It's a Canadian company.
It's a Canadian company, and they led the research for AR for a long time. So the acquisition to Google is quite a big deal.
Yeah, that's what. So you were saying before, yeah, US 100. No, sorry, US 1,000 at launch, but then it dropped to 600.
Yep.
And that was the Focus 1.0, right? Yep. So they were actually planning a 2.0, but now it's no longer going to happen.
Well, it still could happen, but under Google. Because they can't just throw away all the research they did for Focals.
Yeah.
Not 2.0. So what, they're going to have 3.0 coming out, or what? What
Well,
It
it might
still
be
could
Google.
be 2.0 or Google Glass 3.0.
If it's rebranded as Google, then it might be
Oh, it's a
3.0,
new-
right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's a new kind of
Might even give it a different name.
Or it could be a different name, like Google Focals, maybe.
Oh.
yeah, because the Google version, Google Glass is more for not really consumer based, right? It's more enterprise.
Enterprise.
Yep, and also the Glass name has sort of been completely destroyed, effectively. Like Google Glass, now it's been seen as a joke.
And why is that? I've never tried it, so I don't know much. But have you ever like tried it yourself, like Google Glass?
I did try one once when I went to the Google in Piedmont, Sydney. It looked okay, but effectively when you wear it, it's like so disorientating and it doesn't
Oh,
look
okay.
good. Like it actually doesn't look good on your face.
So
Everyone would just look
okay.
at it and just say like, "What the heck is that?"
So it's not something
I heard-
that you would wear, like
Yeah.
as glasses. Yeah, it's more
I
like
heard-
a VR headset thing, is it?
But
I
with
heard it's
Focals,
gonna
it
be-
actually looks like proper glasses. That's the good thing about it.
Right, right.
I heard it's going to be perfectly aligned to your face, right? It's going to be perfectly aligned with
Yeah.
Yeah.
the arms and the bridges.
Yeah, so Focals was actually purpose built
Retina
to your
screen.
face. You're right, Bernie.
Because the retina screen, it's only like a thumbnail, got to be aligned perfectly. And I heard, I watched a few reviews of Focals, people who actually trialed the Focals 2.0, and they said it feels pretty heavy. Have to keep adjusting the glasses as well. So.
Yeah.
Hard
I
to
think that's the good points of the Focals. Yeah, the sides were really heavy because all the components were in that section.
Mm.
But
Did you guys know like it's operated by a ring?
yeah, it's operated by a tiny ring.
And if you guys know that, yeah, when I read reviews, it's actually there's a button on the ring, and it's a very ugly looking ring, a black thick ring.
Mm.
Yep. But yeah, use case wasn't really there yet, so there wasn't really much use of Focals at that time.
Yeah.
But effectively, it's a really good proof of concept. And a proof of concept is really good to like advance technology or innovation.
Mm.
Yeah, it's the main idea, the proof of concept. That's the
Well, I guess that's why Google saw potential, right? And decided to snap them up.
Yep. I don't think just potential, but also competition.
Right, because I guess companies like Apple moving into this space.
Yep.
Mm.
Apple is developing Apple Glass for apparently US $499 roommate pricing, not
$499.
confirmed.
Okay.
So it's actually a okay price if that pricing is actually correct.
well,
Yeah.
well, that's pretty decent price. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't agree with the name of Apple Glass. Because if it's going off like what Google Glass happened, yeah, that will actually tarnish the name of Glass already. It's already been tarnished.
Right. So
if Apple
not a
calls
good
it
name, not a
Glass,
good
it's
name.
not a good name.
Not a good name. Focals. Just call it Focals. Apple Focals.
If Google now has Focals, Apple
Okay.
could have its own thing.
Well, yeah, you have to keep coming up with something to do with the eyes.
Well, Apple already has something to do with the eyes already.
There was something else, right? Oculate. What's that one?
Or like the Oculus Rift. That's Facebook's.
Oculus. Yes.
Yeah, Facebook owns Oculus.
Facebook.
But if you know Apple's history, they actually do have something to do with the eye in one of its product names.
Okay.
That name being Retina.
Ah, okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So what Apple calls it Apple Retina because it has to do with the eye, and in your eye is your retina.
Yeah, they could just call it the Apple Retina. I don't know. It's already been used though for the iPhone, right? So
Yeah, for the Retina screens and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they could repurpose the name easily. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, so what do these smart glasses let you do? I mean, is it just like a smartphone on over your eyes or something? how,
Yeah,
how
pretty
does that work?
much. Yeah, pretty much. But what they had at the moment was like really, really limited. And I think the partnership with Google will actually have a better software development with that as well. So,
Okay.
and also possibly more developer taking notice of it and also creating third-party apps for it.
So sort of like the iPhone where people develop apps. So there might be like a marketplace, an apps marketplace.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
because of vehicles, their main thing was like, taking phone calls, seeing messages quickly, the time, seeing calendar, meeting tasks and stuff. Those are like everyday things which you could always check your phone for as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the additional stuff weren't even there at all. So it was really limited on what I could do for that price.
Yeah. I think one useful thing, what I saw in the reviews is can get directions, like you can use Google Directions to get directions on how to get to a restaurant or some shop. You can see the actual directions on your glasses while you're walking. So I think
Okay.
that would come in useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually quite useful. Like Google already has that type of AR purpose in the Pixel phones as well.
Oh yeah.
So effectively, you could point the phone to the street to see where you are, and you get the directions pop up on the phone.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Right?
sounds very sci-fi, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. So when they redevelop it for the new Focals or Google Glass 3.0 or Google Focals, whatever they want to call it, Google Maps would look a lot better on in the new one.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the Iron Man glasses.
Iron Man. Yeah, that's right. Tony Stark's
What they call it?
glasses.
There's a name for it.
The Edith glasses.
That's it.
Edith.
Edith glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, glasses.
But Focals was developed even before Edith.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So maybe they got the inspiration from
Well,
Focals. Maybe. But
Well,
the technology is different.
it's a case of like life imitating art, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
But the technology is different because what the Iron Man AR would be more similar to what Apple Glass is trying to create, where the screen is actually on the lens.
Oh yeah.
With Focals, the actual projection is focused onto your eye.
Okay.
So it's actually on your eyeball. So if someone looked at the lens, it would look like invisible.
So you
only
just look
could
like
see it.
normal glasses, right? To
Yep.
someone looking at you. Yeah.
Yep. But if it was the Apple Glass or the Edith glasses, you could definitely see like the stuff happening on the glass itself. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
completely different technology. So effectively, Focals is ahead of Edith.
Okay. Well, I guess
In
that's
technology.
another reason why Google decided to snap them out, right?
Yeah.
But it's the different. Do you know what operating system it runs on, or like definitely not Android, right?
No, it's
their
a
own
custom in-house built. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is all custom inbuilt. So the partnership with Google, they would probably have better software development.
Yeah.
And even Apple has just released their own development kits for their Apple Glass.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The SDK or something. Yeah.
Yep. Still not a good name. I think.
Yeah, I heard the focal software, they packed in a lot of functionality, but it's still, you know, being worked on. It's still more in the beta phase, but they keep adding more functionality, which is good to hear.
Yeah, but the problem beforehand is, well, like they built everything in house. They never had like outside developers to help out.
Yeah.
So the partnership with Google would be a good thing for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
what-
also
yeah.
to expand its reach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not just in the US, but well, it's Canada, right? Not just
Globally as
Canada
well.
or US. Yeah.
Yep. But what I hope about the partnership with Focals is I do not want Google
Yep.
to do anything with the hardware. Google itself is really bad with hardware.
Well, they did the phone, right? The Pixel phone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're not a fan, eh?
I'm not a fan of the designs of the Pixel, and I don't think a lot of people are. The Pixel 3 looked horrible. The 3 XL looked absolutely horrible. That humongous notch. And the Pixel 4 XL, it released and it already looked outdated for the time. Really. And they sold it at a premium price point. Really.
Yeah.
So if I look at the history of Google's hardware division,
Yeah.
I do not want Google to take hardware to create their own. I want North to develop Vocals or the new version of Vocals on their own and really get the software support from Google.
Well, I guess that's what Google is good at, right? The software part of things.
Yeah,
They're good with the
specialized in that.
software refinement, which is why even though I do not like the Pixel in the design, the software is the most refined you could ever find it.
Yeah.
I guess what you're saying is, in terms of design of the glasses, like leave it up to North.
Yep.
Google can just look after the software and other things. Yeah.
Yeah, basically hardware get North to continue doing what they've been doing. But
Yeah.
obviously software wise, yeah, they can definitely bring in their expertise, right? Yeah.
Yep, exactly. But as well, when we're looking at like innovation, what would you want the new version of Focals to do that will actually convince you to buy it on an average consumer standpoint?
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, I've never really tried the first version, so I'm not. I guess
Same.
just based on your description, you were saying you can, do basic stuff like send messages. I guess receive, send messages, directions, right? Directions,
Yep.
GPS stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the basic functionality.
Yeah, those sound really basic, and for something like that, you would actually put your own cost to it, I guess. Like, how much would you pay for all those features? And I'm betting it wouldn't be
That's
the
another thing.
$600.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, I think the average consumer probably prefer more affordable price tag.
Yeah, for the limited functionality, the price is still way too high. Especially the $600. It's still a good price as the proof of concept, but as a daily consumer device, it is too high.
Yeah. 600.
Because if you want to pay like $600, you want that device to do more. Like, what more can the glasses do which would actually convince you to buy it? Can you actually think of something, or? Yeah, let's give it a moment. Try to think of something.
Well, I think. Actually, I'll share this one while we're thinking. This is just North. Just want to see if I can play this. So they're pulling the lens of the frame.
It looks good. Band,
Yeah.
focus, shoot us.
It has to be thick rimmed, obviously.
Yeah, if it looks like real glasses, that's a good thing.
You see the time and the date,
Yep.
the directions. Yeah.
But as well, the projection is only on one eye.
Oh, it's only one eye.
One
Yeah,
eye.
one eye. Yeah. It's actually a reflection of the inner side of the arm.
Oh yeah.
It bounces onto the glass.
Messages. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yep. Do you think it would be better if it was both eyes instead of just one?
Is there a reason why they only had one? Like,
Well, effectively, they were advancing off what the end of Google Glass did. So they were building off that.
okay.
I guess would require more work to put it on both lenses, wouldn't it?
Yep. Well, effectively, Apple's solution, apparently right now still in concept, it is showing it on both lenses.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But that's Apple's take on it.
Oh, yeah.
We still have not seen any new concept from Google yet on the direction of focals or with North.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of it, if we talk about it, it's all speculation.
Yeah. And also, there's also prescription limits, right?
Yep.
Apparently.
There were prescription limits on the version 1.0.
Okay.
But they were expanding it for version 2.0 if they actually did release it. But unfortunately, they did not release.
Yeah, sure. But in future, they might expand the prescription range.
Well, if they can, yes, they probably can. Like Jeff, I know you wear glasses, and Marcus, you too as well.
Yeah.
Yep, so do I.
You'd probably want prescriptions to fit your glasses.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Yep.
True.
Yep.
And we can claim it on the insurance.
Yep, you probably could.
On the private health.
Actually, I just thought of something. Do the focus, the first version, does it let you take pictures? Like, does it have a camera?
It does not have a
Oh,
camera.
that's definitely on my wish list.
Yeah, then that's actually something they could do to like bypass the pricing.
If you can take videos as well.
Yeah, videos.
I mean, because I've always been in situations where, like, I kind of need to take either a video or photo. Like sometimes in situations where I'm not allowed to take my camera in. There's a conspicuous way of taking.
Yeah,
probably not a good thing, eh?
No.
Yeah, probably not a good thing, but it's still a good idea.
Yeah.
And it will at least, with the cost, be more worth it to you if it actually did have a camera. Because right now, since it doesn't have a camera, you probably do not put much weight into it.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I mean, one of the main draws of the Google Pixel phone is the camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, so, I think definitely a lot of people would be into that.
Yep. But if you're looking at marketing as well, in the tech standpoint, it's not just how much you pay for the device, because it can be whatever price it can be, or it is that price. But in order to like match it to you, or the price that you would prefer, it would be what your cost for it. Like, what is that worth to you? How much money would you put to that sort of device? Because if it's like way too high, you wouldn't get it at all.
That's right.
Like, but what is that value to you?
Yeah, I guess, but your point of, I think a lot of people can see the value if you just by adding a camera feature onto it.
So that will add value.
Yeah, you immediately add value.
Yeah.
Definitely would add more buying power.
Mm.
Like, so what else could focals maybe add to
Well, just
to
thinking
actually
about,
help
you
with
know, you
that value?
got a camera, and then maybe now you want to listen to music.
You
Speakers.
can do, I think you can do that already.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You got
You can do it
Spotify.
already.
Spotify on the
Yeah.
On the
notebook,
glasses.
I think.
Yeah, but the actual unit doesn't have speakers.
Oh, the actual glasses doesn't have speakers.
Oh, so you can't what? You can't hear anything?
Can
No,
you
it's
take calls? Can you
You
take
can't
calls?
take calls? No, no.
you can't take
calls?
calls. Yeah,
Okay. But you can speak. Oh, yeah, okay. You
but
can
yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea for speakers. They could use the bone conducting technology ones.
Bone conduction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that one is also sort of silent. Like you could hear it, but not a lot of other people can. If you get too close, you can still hear the bone conducting technology sound.
mm.
But
Yeah.
that's a way to like bypass it and maybe add more width to the glasses.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe given that Google's getting into it, maybe Siri's support. Actually, no, Siri's not Google.
Voice assist. The voice assist.
Google
Voice.
Assistant.
Google Assistant.
Google Assistant. Yeah.
Yes.
Good coincidence.
Well, Apple Glass could have Siri.
That's right. I'm mixing up my Apple and Google technologies.
Okay, I was just thinking, John, you're talking about, customizing it for your benefit, like, depending, on the cost, right?
Yep.
They could do it like the Fitbits, the Fitbit watches, like they have, different grades of Fitbit watches. They could do that for the focals, maybe.
Well, they could, but then the BOM or build of materials would be higher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And because they only are working on one product, where Fitbit is already a developed company, they could release many different products in sequence.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of Fitbit, maybe you can have some fitness features, right, built into the glasses. Because right now the app, for example, the Apple Watch already lets you to track fitness stuff. So,
Well, that is a possibility for Fitbit as well, since who do you think bought over Fitbit?
Who did?
It was a different acquisition
Oh.
for 2.1 billion.
Oh.
Sure.
Wow, 2.1 billion.
Yep. Google acquired Fitbit.
Oh, Google acquired it.
Oh, they
okay.
acquired Fitbit too.
Oh, then they can integrate it into the glasses.
So that is a possibility, yes.
Yes.
They're
Wow.
buying everything. They're buying off, buying out everything.
I mean, it would be cool because
Monopoly.
let's say you're running, so now you don't even need to kind of look at your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be, you just show up.
Yep, it could just show up, or it could show up in your eyes. Maybe it could be like 2 screens instead of just one currently.
Yep.
Yeah, it should show your heart rate and
Yes.
the distance.
Your speed. Yeah.
Maybe you can do
Right.
Sunny's version.
Sunny's version.
Somehow.
Well, you could already put like maybe just another layer that you can make it into like Sunny's. You could already do that with like normal glasses.
Yeah, I think you can do that with Focals already, right? They already developed the clip-on Sunnies, I think.
Yeah, they had the clip-on shades.
Okay.
It's possible too.
Yep, so that's actually a good thing for them.
I think from maybe the standpoint of like someone who likes to tinker with stuff, like I don't know, because with the Android, people can make their own hacks and stuff. So maybe like they could open source the platform and embrace a developer community or something.
Yeah.
Well, the partnership with Google actually possibly might allow that because Google has the AOS piece,
Right, okay.
which is Android open source project.
Yeah. Like
So
the
that is a
yeah.
possibility.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would be,
Yeah.
yeah, it would open up a lot of new opportunities to make it open source.
Yeah, because that's the reason why some people prefer Android phones over like the Apple iPhones, where it's closed and proprietary. Hmm.
Yeah. But with Google as well, they actually might allow Focals to be used with Apple devices as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because if you've seen the history of Google's hardware, Google Home is also compatible with Apple. And even Android Wear OS is compatible with Apple. Apple's HomeKit is not compatible with
Brand new
Google.
one. Well, then they're always
Surprise there.
yeah.
Yeah. And Apple's watch, the Apple Watch, is not compatible with Google, but it's compatible the other way around.
Yeah, so I reckon when Apple comes up with their glasses, it won't be compatible with the Google's software. Yeah.
But it seems like both companies are in the AR space now, and they're in a race.
Yeah. Well, that's good for us, right? Like always a good thing for the consumer.
Yeah, it's good for us
Yeah.
because now we know that prices will eventually drop because there would be more competition.
Yeah.
Like the new version will probably not cost 600 because Apple's development one, even though it's a rumored $499,
Yeah.
and Apple often usually has high prices,
Yeah, that's right.
the Google one could actually be cheaper because it's going to be more for the consumers as well.
Well, I guess they might have different price tiering, right? Like different, storage space, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Just like the phone, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
they could. But maybe we should look at the competition like Apple Glass.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah, show us what Apple Glass looks like.
Yep. So Apple has worked with augmented reality for a while off their iPads and iPhones. But at the moment, there is no thing currently about the augmented reality AR from Apple glasses. And Jeff, are you still sharing the screen? I cannot share when you're sharing.
All right. Oh, he stopped sharing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now you can share. See what it looks like. Oh.
So that's the augmented reality from Apple so far. And that's in their iPad.
Yep.
So development is already happening for AR.
Oh. Nice.
And at the moment, it's just using the cameras in the phones. Google did something similar in Android as well.
Yeah.
And in their phones for quite a while. Those have been discontinued as well, but that was the old Google Project Tango.
Oh, yeah.
Because Project Tango was AR for the phone. So, yeah.
So it currently runs on iPhone, iPad, iPod. Okay.
Yeah.
And you reckon that they'll also try to port it to their version of the smart glasses?
It is possible, yes.
Hmm.
But if we search up maybe Apple Glass concepts, something like that maybe.
Hmm.
But those are all concepts, nothing really solid or proven. But they also do look good. But the difference is it's actually in the screen itself.
Yeah, that's what you're saying just now. It's not projecting to your retina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually see the, stuff all
Yep.
happening on the screen.
Or everyone looking at
Other
your
yeah.
display will be backwards.
other people can see it. Yeah.
Well, not exactly see it, but it will be backwards to them.
Backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
It makes it, I don't know, because the focus one makes it more like
Invisible, yes.
invisible and like, sort of like these ones here, where it's like you can wear it every day, sort of thing. Whereas this Apple one
It looks
really
top
geeky.
heavy.
It looks really geeky.
Yeah, kind of geeky, but yeah, this is not like official. It's all concept. No one has actually seen the proper Apple glasses left.
Okay, so this is still POC. Okay.
Yeah. Nope, just concept. Not even proof of concept.
Wow.
So
I
no one has
guess
actually
Google
seen
one step
Apple
ahead.
Glass yet.
I guess Google is one step ahead than partnering with locals.
Yeah, because North already did their proof of concepts, and it does work.
And it does work. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, 1.0 was their proof of concept, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But once Apple releases their own, or even shows a picture of it, we'll probably know what it is. But at the moment, no one has seen it outside of Apple.
When do you reckon they're gonna make some kind of announcement?
Soon.
Soon?
Possible, from what we are seeing right now, possibly at the September iPhone event.
Interesting.
Yes, so quite soon. So September is 2 months away.
Okay.
So they're looking, when do you reckon they're targeting like a release date? Sort of, is it, well, what time frame are we talking about? Is it 1 year, 2 years?
We do not know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yep.
But they might say something in September, right?
They might say something or release a development kit in September or the August event, which is the iPad one.
Yeah.
Maybe more the iPad event, because most of the AR technology at the moment is in the iPad.
Yeah.
So August is probably the better announcements of it. Maybe not the iPhone event.
Yeah.
Yep, but then at least we'll be able to see what the Apple AR does look like.
Yep. Well, it's definitely gonna be exciting. Yeah. Just just being able to look forward to seeing what these two companies have in store. Yeah.
Yep. So the competition is heating up.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's a healthy competition. They're working hard to try to, see who can come up with a better smart glasses, and that's good for us guys, the consumers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And who knows, there may be other players coming in as well.
Yeah.
There always will be, right? Samsung smart glasses.
Yeah.
Well, effectively, there are already other developers in AR, like Lenovo has their AR glasses, but a lot of the AR technology at the moment is really scattered, and the developer support is also scattered because they're all separated.
Yeah.
But if Google does it or makes like everyone contribute to one platform, then developer support will come because Google has already created a really good platform.
Yeah.
If it was based off Android, a lot of developers could go there.
Yeah, but
And
it's not Android, right?
it could be its own variation of Android. But if you look at what's happened with like Windows OS for the phone, you'll see what poor developer support does. Like the Windows OS phones, like with Nokia, I really, really like those phones. But there was hardly any apps.
Hmm.
Like the app support was not there, developer support was not there at all.
Yeah.
So even though it was a good phone, it failed because there wasn't enough developers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just, I guess, because also, it just didn't have a big enough community for the, Windows OS phones.
Well, they
Yeah.
need to develop that community, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
but they also
around it.
developed that community late, so that was also another reason why it failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good hardware alone is not enough, eh? Yeah.
Definitely not, no. Like a lot of Kickstarters have the same problem. If they don't have enough support, they will just die out.
Yeah.
Or even Tile, when they released their platform, they actually showed that you needed a lot of people to use the platform before it actually works properly.
Oh, yeah.
And Tile is the tracking software. A lot of people have that now, but in the early days, it never worked. Or it didn't work properly because there wasn't enough people to create a map for the tracking.
Oh,
Because each tile actually connected to each other.
yeah.
Yeah, even if it was someone else's tile, it connected to help the tracking process. They really took a big risk with Tile because and the pricing for that is actually quite good now as well. It's really, really low. It's a good tracking piece of hardware. But if there weren't enough people using it, it would just die out or it wouldn't work. Like the early days of that platform, it didn't work at the start. But now since a lot of people have Tile now, it works perfectly. Or if you're in an area with people with a lot of tiles. But yeah, that's the sort of concept of like support. If the support isn't there, things will just die out.
Even if it's a great idea or great, product, you need the support and maybe even some funding helps too.
Yeah, the problem with funding though is, yeah, Kickstarter, they all been like funded, or you're funding a small business trying to do all these things. We do not know if we'll like fail or succeed, or even if they do succeed and release the products, we do not know what will happen to the company afterwards. Will they be successful and release new products that do better things? Or will the company die out and developer support and the hardware support just die as well? Well, that's the risk of Kickstarter anyway.
So that tracking app, was it Tile, was it?
Tile, yes.
TILE.
Yep. Probably one of the best in tracking
Okay.
right now.
Might check it out.
Yep, they're quite cheap because the cheapest units is, I think, about $25 off JP Hi-Fi.
It's very
I
affordable.
think it sold really well because of its price.
Yeah.
But Tile as well, they do have a lot of partnerships. So KeySmart has partnership with Tile. A lot of other companies have partnerships with Tile. So the partnerships help. And
Especially if there's a partnership with a big firm like Google, and I think that would help Focal, get more reach. Like Marcus said, get more reach.
yeah,
globally
so
as
they
well.
have the partnership with Google. That's probably one of the best things. Yeah, they think the partnership at the moment is what they're focusing on instead of just the development. They just say Google doesn't have a handle in the development of vehicles in the hardware. If they do, I fear for the development. Yep. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think we've covered
Everything so
most of the points, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess we are still in the really early days of this, concept of
The concept
smart
stage,
classes, isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Be
Yep.
pretty exciting, I guess.
It is.
Couple of next few years, as the war heats up,
Yep.
smart glasses war.
Yep. But definitely Google is ahead right now because North Vocals is already their proof of concept and it actually does work.
Yeah.
And yes, that's actually a proof of concept.
Yeah.
When Apple at the moment doesn't even have the actual device, and the concept is all just everyone creating a concept because no one knows what it looks like. So yeah, at the moment it's just concept. It's not even proof of concept. We don't even know if it works properly.
For Apple, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
At least North has a working concept.
Yep.
Works
And maybe the price would be a lot better if Apple is going to release it at $499. Google would either have it or want to release it at the same price or even lower.
Which is good for
us.
Good for us. Yeah.
Good for us, good for
Yeah.
consumers, yes. Because the original Google Glass was enterprise. Like they had the Google Glass Enterprise Edition, so it was like over $1,000.
Yeah, $999 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely good for consumers. A lot more people go into AR. A lot more AI stuff for phones as well. Like a lot of Android devices have AI support now as well. Actually, a majority of Android devices support AR. Because one of the services in Google Play Services is Google Play Services for AR. And that's in a lot of Android devices.
Yeah, so that's like a perfect marriage. You've got North Focals for the hardware and Google for their AR technology and other stuff, software side, right?
And thanks for Bernie for reminding me of Fitbits.
And Fitbit, yeah.
Right. You're welcome.
It all fits together.
Yeah, it all kind of fits. So Google could like blend them all together to create a really good product.
Yep.
Yeah. Total package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a good selling point too, you got to have all these things in your body and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. But if the product did everything you wanted it to, would you actually purchase it?
Well, I would at some point, but I'm always like, I don't want to be the first because I want them to work out all the kinks and bugs and everything first get it out of the way, and then
Make sure it's stable. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think that's the point of Fecals. That was already their first generation.
True.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess as we said, it's still really early.
it's still
It's
really early,
really
yeah.
early days. Yeah.
And a lot of speculation as well. No one
Yeah.
really knows.
I mean, obviously, it sounds exciting.
It sounds exciting, and we could
Yeah.
also completely be wrong.
That's right.
Actually, I'm actually love to try and appeal these smart glasses. I can't wait for it to reach Australian shores so we can actually try one out.
Yeah.
Even though I probably wouldn't buy one just yet, but good to have a trial, you know,
Mm.
get the
Yep.
experience, what it feels like.
Actually, a trial is actually good. Like if you go to a store to be able to try it out,
Yeah.
that's probably the best thing.
Google Store.
Like
Google Store.
Is there a Google Store in Sydney?
There's a Microsoft Store. There's a Apple Store. I don't think
Microsoft
I've
is
seen that.
closing all of its brick and mortar stores.
Oh, really?
Yep, they are.
Oh,
Google still doesn't have a brick and mortar store.
Yeah, interesting. They've never had a never had a Google brick and mortar store, but
Yep.
That's
they
interesting.
yeah, maybe they don't have enough hardware to show off.
yeah.
Yep. We do not know because if it's going to be going off what Focals did or what North did with the Focals,
Mm.
they actually had the showroom to do that.
Yeah.
So, like in Canada, you go to a showroom to get all fitted out to get the Focals.
Right.
And you could actually try it before you actually purchase it.
Well, that's important, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably important. So if they actually do release it, they will probably do what North already did with the showroom, or create something like in Australia or more in
Yeah.
the US to create a showroom for the Focals.
Yeah.
Mm. Cool.
Yep. But
Alright.
yeah, I think Google should open up more stores, or at least start to create stores, because they are a bit behind in terms of what Apple is doing with a lot of stores.
Mm.
Because you can see a lot of Apple devices around,
Yeah, that's true.
but in the Google store,
Yeah.
for their watches, you actually see a lot of watches with a lot of different brands.
Oh.
All watches that use Google's Wear OS.
Yeah.
So maybe if Google does come out with the Google Focals or whatever they want to call it, if other brands go into using the same system into other AR devices, like maybe Samsung can create their own, Lenovo could create their own, using the same operating system. It could be what Google is already doing with the Wear OS system, where they are showing all the developers, all their products on one splash display. Yeah. It's all on the website.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
Maybe we should do a final word. Go around and have a starting with Jono.
Yeah, so maybe we should just do like a quick summary. I'll just do a quick summary and then you could just say what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, this is the first for us that we actually are doing a meeting or a chat about developments in technology. Yep.
Cool.
But actually, we found this quite good for us as well. So it's not just a tech expert talking about all things, but actually getting input from consumers, everyday
Everyday.
consumers.
Yeah.
And that's the idea of this new concept.
Mm.
But as well, everything we could have said could actually be completely wrong. And I'm admitting it right now. If we are completely wrong about it, yes, we know that we could have been wrong from the start. So thank you for watching. Good day.
Yeah. So first for us doing this sort of thing.
Yes,
But
good.
yeah, it's always I guess exciting to speculate about, what might be sort of like, sort of like a dream that's becoming reality in a way. So it's exciting to speculate. And I guess as Jono says, yes, we could be completely wrong, but there's nothing wrong to dream, right? So
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, I think North has definitely taken the steps in the right direction with these futuristic glasses, smart glasses. I'm actually very excited and very curious to actually try one out one day once they reach our shores.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure over the years will keep improving and become more affordable to the consumers, and we'll be all wearing one. So
Yeah, I agree too.
hopefully.
Yeah, when they have more versions coming out, there's going to be a lot of improvements, and I'm sure the one will be able to fit for me and for others. And we have a lot more functionality, and the price will be more affordable. And then it should be quite exciting to see what it has in store. So it's a good step for Google and a good step for North. See where it can go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Cool.
Yep. So everyone who has watched the stream, thank you for watching.
Yeah. See you next time. Yeah.
See you next time.
We've got a new one coming up.
Next time. Yep.
Yeah. All right.